In a small village nestled between rolling hills and endless fields, there lived a boy named Arjun. At 13, Arjun was quiet and unassuming, a shadow among the louder, more confident children. Though his heart brimmed with dreams, doubt seemed to always cloud his thoughts. Arjun had one dream that he kept close to his chest: to become a runner. He marveled at the speed and grace of the village runners during the annual harvest festival. Their swift strides left trails of inspiration in his mind, but he doubted whether he could ever join their ranks. His doubts weren't unfounded. Arjun was small and often lagged behind during games with his friends. "You? A runner?" his friend Ravi would tease, laughter echoing among their group. Though Arjun smiled along, the words burrowed deep into his spirit. Even his family gently discouraged him, urging him to focus on tasks where success seemed more certain. One crisp morning, as Arjun walked through the forest on his way to school, he came across an old man sitting on a fallen log. The man had a kind face and twinkling eyes, and he was tying ribbons to a small kite. "Why the frown, young one?" the old man asked, noticing Arjun's troubled expression. Startled, Arjun hesitated, but the stranger's warmth drew out his feelings. "I wish I could be a runner, but everyone says I'm not good enough." The old man smiled and handed Arjun the kite. "Take this. Run with it. See what happens." Confused but curious, Arjun took the kite and began to run. At first, it wobbled uncertainly, mirroring his hesitance. But as he picked up speed, the kite soared higher, its vibrant ribbons dancing in the wind. When he finally stopped, breathless and exhilarated, the old man said, "Do you see? The kite flies because the wind lifts it, but it's you who gave it the chance to rise. Belief is like the wind, and effort is the string that guides your dreams. If you believe in yourself, you can soar just like that kite." Something stirred in Arjun that day. Inspired by the old man's words, he decided to train. Early every morning, before the village woke, he would tie on his worn sandals and run along the dirt paths that wound through the fields. The first few weeks were grueling. His legs ached and his lungs burned. But he didn't stop. The vision of the kite soaring high above him kept him going. Months passed, and the harvest festival approached once again. Arjun signed up for the race, despite the snickers and doubtful glances from his peers. The day of the race dawned bright and clear, the air electric with excitement. As the runners lined up, Arjun felt the familiar pang of doubt creeping in. Then he remembered the kite and the old man's words. He whispered to himself, "I believe in me," and with the whistle's shrill sound, he took off. At first, Arjun trailed behind. But with every stride, he found his rhythm. His training, his belief, and his determination propelled him forward. One by one, he overtook the others. The crowd began to notice the small boy weaving through the pack, his face set with unyielding focus. In the final stretch, with cheers roaring in his ears, Arjun pushed himself harder than he ever thought possible. He crossed the finish line, collapsing to his knees as the crowd erupted in applause. He hadn't won first place, but he had finished among the leaders, a feat no one, not even himself, had believed possible months ago. Later that evening, as Arjun gazed at the kite hanging on his wall, he smiled. He understood now that believing in oneself was the strongest wind of all. From that day forward, Arjun carried that lesson with him, achieving goals that once seemed out of reach and inspiring others to chase their dreams.